You are Locked On Phillies Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Philadelphia, on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Oh my goodness gracious, welcome to the show. Ladies and gentlemen, you're Locked On Phillies Postcast on the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Just great to have you along for the ride, especially when Kyle Schwarber leads it off again with yet another Schwab bomb north of the border. King of the North, dare I say, 4 home runs, 2 games in Toronto. It's a nice trip to flash the passport and be like, excuse me, I was going to hit some dingers in your native land. Deuces. And he's out of there just like that. Once again, welcome to the show. Thank you for making Locked On Sports Philadelphia your first listen every day. We're free and available wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Today's particular sponsor of this episode is the Game Time app. Download the Game Time app to your phone, create an account, use promo code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Download the Game Time app today. What time is it? Game time. That's right. I couldn't have asked for a better series for the Phillies, in all honesty. Yesterday, I told you guys, never felt like a loss. Today, Phillies went down 2-1 after the first inning, despite the Schwarber bomb coming up huge for the Phils in that first inning again with another leadoff home run. Phillies settled in. I thought Cristopher Sanchez. Whenever I see a guy like Cristopher Sanchez give up runs early, I always, in my mind, unless it's Taijuan Walker. That's why I said a guy like Cristopher Sanchez, you know, a guy who's, generally speaking, a good pitcher. I watched Cristopher Sanchez give up 2 runs, and I go, I'm fine with that. No problem. Because if you were to tell me that Cristopher Sanchez was going to start and he was going to give up 2 runs, I wouldn't be surprised. If you would have told me that Cristopher Sanchez was going to go 6 innings, I would be surprised. That he went 7 innings, 2 runs. That is fantastic, especially after the game that the Phillies had last night, using bullpen arm after bullpen arm after you had a horrendous first inning by that Tyler Phillips fella. It was good to see a starting pitcher go 7 innings tonight. As a matter of fact, good. It was great, especially after you used Banks, Alvarado, Walker, Ruiz, Kirkland, Strom, 6 bullpen arms last night. Cristopher Sanchez did exactly what he needed to do this afternoon with the 3:07 start time. So I am here for that. I didn't feel like that last night's game was ever a loss. I didn't feel like today's game was ever a loss. I felt like this Phillies lineup was just going to keep on hitting. Now, it wasn't all gravy, unfortunately, for the Phils. In this particular ball game, it was a low-scoring affair compared to last night, just 4-2 with the Phillies getting the win. Phillies 8 hits in this one compared to the Chicago Blues 6. So the offense certainly not as potent for both teams as it was potent last night. But here's what's wild to me. Nick Castellanos, not 100% after taking the ball to his calf. What's evident of that? Well, the fact that he wasn't in the field today, and Kyle Schwarber in the field today. Schwarber was in left field, and the Phillies started out the game with Weston Wilson in right field. Then as the game went on, unfortunately, Bryce Harper took a fastball off the left elbow, and he's already been nailing with one elbow. Now his other elbow is going to be nailing as well, so much so that he took him out of the game. Look, after yesterday's game, Rob Thompson said about Bryce Harper, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. I would hope that the Phillies, having a $330 million player in Bryce Harper, having an MVP caliber in Bryce Harper, you would be as cautious as possible about potential injury. When you have a shiny, make sure you take care of it. How about they put him in harm's way? But I can't help but watch him yesterday in that game and watch him drop the bat in his final at bat. And I know he had 2 hits. I can't watch that and just go, hey, he's fine. And I certainly can't listen to Thompson and be like, hey, he's fine. And then I absolutely can't watch him in today's ball game, take a pitch off an elbow and go, yeah, he's fine. Keep him in the game. No, fortunately, they took him out of the game. You hope it's precautionary. I'll keep my eyes glued to social media to see if anything pops up post-game with Rob Thompson addressing the media after the game. But I'm going to cross my fingers that this is just a precautionary tale of taking Bryce out of the game and putting Bondo Sosa in his place in the lineup and moving Cody into the first base. I'm going to go cross my fingers, and that's it. That's it. Here's that. Without further ado, let's get into 3 big things. Number 3, I mean, goodness gracious. Kyle Schwarber. That's right. He's number 3 today. Kyle Schwarber, being the Schwarberian that he is, comes into today's ball game after a 3-homer night just last night and goes up against this Toronto Blue Jays team. And what does he do? He keeps the big hits coming. He matches Alfonso Soriano's major league record of 13 leadoff home runs. Philly take care of business after that. Cody Clemens coming up with a big swing. We'll get to that. But it just looks like a guy who was dialed in. And here's the other thing with Kyle Schwarber. Not only did Kyle Schwarber go up to the plate in the first inning and get that home run for his second home run of the season, and, of course, his 4th in Canada this year in this brief 2-game series, but he also came up later in the ball game and delivered by getting on base and helping out the cause offensively speaking. You saw him come out there in the second inning and try to keep things going for the Phillies after Cody Clemens hit that 2-run home run. Schwarber got a single, so he had 2 hits in the ball game today. First and foremost, he had that home run, and then he came up later in the ball game, actually the following inning, and he got you another hit. So keep on hitting Kyle Schwarber. Again, after a guy that went into last night's game, 2 for 27. 5 hits last night, 2 today, 7 in 2 games. Yeah, I think that's better than 2 for 7 coming in Canada. Way to go, Kyle Schwarber. And the other thing is, it was a 2-pitch at bat. He got the fastball up in the zone and just smacked it. 416 feet. Kyle Schwarber, keep the big hits coming, fella. Number 2. I was just praising this guy for having great bats just last night. And I listened back during the game, and he was talking about how Rob Thompson felt that Cody Clemens was going to hit a home run in that 11-pitch at bat he had in the 7th inning of last night's game. Really resulted in an outright ground out to third base. But Rob Thompson told T-Mac this morning at the ballpark, yeah, I thought he was going to hit a home run. He was just seeing the ball so well. And without a second passing, Cody Clemens then goes up to the plate after a Brandon Marsh leadoff single in the second inning after a 2-run first inning in the bottom of the first inning by the Blue Jays. Cody Clemens goes up there after the Brandon Marsh leadoff single. Weston Wilson strikes out on a 3-2 fastball up. Cody Clemens comes up, gets a 1-0 fastball just inside, and he turns on it 360 feet for a 2-run go-ahead home run. And just like that, we were on the seesaw. Well, actually, we were off the seesaw at that point because the Phillies, after that, never lost the lead. JT Realmuto, if I could have him just encroach a little bit on Cody Clemens there as the 2 spot, you needed a little bit of a insurance run, if you will. JT Realmuto got to that insurance run with that solo home run he had for the Phillies. And that's what I talk about when I mentioned the series had everything you really needed. You always needed the Phillies to come back last night. Felt like you needed a little insurance run for the Phillies in this game. JT Realmuto got that for you. But big props to Cody Clemens coming in and playing a good first base and coming in also and giving you the lead for good in this game with the 2-run home run he had in the second inning. Phillies never lost it after that. Number 1. I mean, who else is there? Cristopher Sanchez had a very Cristopher Sanchez start. Now, there have been a number of starts that he's had throughout this year, and the one I always go back to, we haven't referenced it in a while, but the one we always go back to is his start in New York against the Mets, where all of a sudden, oh my goodness gracious, the bases are loaded. He can't throw a strike. He can't locate his changeup. Oh, his sinker is just terrible. He looks awful. And then there's the mound conference where they all go to the mound and they all have a spot of tea and they just kind of kibitz for a second and then it calms the storm. Well, what happened in this particular start? Give up the RBI double by Guerrero. Well, first off, you give up you get Springer in the first inning to fly out to right. Then Varsho gets a double. Vlad Guerrero gets a double. Kirk gets a double. Guerrero's double was on the changeup. Kirk's double was also on the changeup. That was the last one that bounced over Marsh. Look, it's not an excuse for anything, but good God, how is that turf legal? I said it last night. I'm saying it again. How is that turf legal? It's like you're playing on a rubberized field with big leaguers. This is insane. Anyway, I digress. Double, double, double. 3 straight doubles. 2 of them on the changeup. Not looking good. Looking pretty terrible, as a matter of fact. So JT Realmuto decides, let me talk to my boy. And JT Realmuto trots out there, and he's just like, hey, dude, you cool? watch that changeup, man. It ain't looking so good. Let's make sure that between our changeup and our splitter, that those are doing different things. Okay, can we do that? That'd be great. Thanks, bye. And then he trots on back behind the plate. And from that point on, Cristopher Sanchez was a totally different pitcher. And the changeup was looking fantastic. So the Phillies grabbed the lead back for him in the top of the second inning with that Cody Clemens home run. He faces Jimenez to start out the second, gets him on a changeup. Then Schneider, changeup hung up a little bit. He puts that off the wall in right field. And then Servin goes up there. He strikes out on a sinker. Springer then grounds out to short. Then in the third inning, you see it again. This time you have the changes with Bryce Harper out of the game. Sosa comes into play third. Clemens goes first. He strikes out Varsho on a changeup, strikes out Guerrero on a changeup. Then he gets ground out to first base. Beautiful play. Just in that game. Then you go fourth inning. He gets Clemens to ground out to third on a changeup. Strikes out Horowitz on a changeup. Gets Jimenez to line out first little high liner. 8 in a row since the Mound Conference retired by Cristopher Sanchez. Then he goes out and gets that to 9 in a row when he struck out Schneider in the 5th inning on a sinker. And Cristopher Sanchez was pretty much in cruise control after that. Never truly threatened after that moment. In the 7th inning, he started hitting at 81 pitches, got Horowitz to ground out to Clemens kept it in the infield, but dribbled into foul territory. They struck out Jimenez on the high fastball. Schneider flew out to right field. Servin then flew out to Kyle Schwarber on one hell of a nifty play there. 96 pitches is where the book closed for Cristopher Sanchez today. And as I mentioned, you needed 6 bullpen arms to give you 8 1/3 innings worth of work last night. And tonight you only needed to use not 1, but 2 bullpen arms to get you through this one. Jeff Hoffman, 11 pitches to get through his 8th inning. And Carlos Estevez going out there to give you just 19 pitches to get through his 9th inning for his 24th save of the season. Cristopher Sanchez improves to 10-9 on the season. By the way, that start I referenced against the Mets, if you remember, the bases were loaded. Cristopher Sanchez couldn't throw a strike. And then he threw 9 pitches. And he got 3 strikeouts. He got out of that inning. You never knew what to expect from Cristopher Sanchez after that. But for the most part, what we've been getting from Cristopher Sanchez, the guy every ounce worth of being an all-star. And that's what you got from him in today's ball game. And the best part about this thing I absolutely love about this is the Phillies go out there tonight and they just take care of a team they were supposed to take care of. I mean, you're talking about a team now at 83-56 on the season. Just took 2 games against a team they were supposed to take 2 games from, a 67-74 Toronto Blue Jays team, and they handled their business. Now, the unfortunate part of this is where they have to go and face the Miami Marlins for 4 games. And the Marlins, as we know, and I hate admitting this, but the Marlins have been a giant thorn in their side pretty much forever. Forever, ever. The Marlins. The Fish, forever, ever. When we come back, we'll take a look at one more time what the Phillies are looking at as far as the injury game goes. We'll peruse social media, see if there's anything coming out regarding the Phillies manager, Rob Thompson, talking about guys in the lineup that could be banged up just a little bit, whether that's Nick Castellanos, who got a hit today, whether that's Bryce Harper, whether that's Alec Boehm, what the status could be. We'll keep our eyes peeled to social media, see what comes up after the game today. You're Locked On Sports Philadelphia and the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. My name is Mark Farzetta. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. And let me just say this. Thanks again for all the support you guys have been giving this new channel. It's greatly appreciated for your Phillies postcast, soon to be your Sixers postcast, soon to be your Eagles postcast as well. We're leaving you in great hands with Locked On Sports Philadelphia. 2 fantastic hosts will be taking over the Eagles postcast. So don't you miss out on that. Back in a few, you're Locked On Sports Philadelphia and the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. eBay Motors. eBay Motors, passion, drive, patience, the formula for winning championships is also what keeps your ride or die alive. eBay Motors is everything you need to maintain your vehicle and level it up to peak performance. Superchargers, roof racks, exhaust kits, LED lights, and so much more. Whether you're into speed, power, style, eBay Motors has you covered with over 122 million parts for your number one ride or die. That's a lot of parts, but they got them. You'll find the exactly what you're looking for with eBay Motors. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, your part is guaranteed to fit your ride or die every time or your money back. Because with eBay Motors, you're burning rubber, not cash. With all the parts you need at the prices you want, it's easy to make sure that your car is the MVP and you can bring home huge wins thanks to eBay Motors. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. That's ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply. eBay Guaranteed Fit, only available to U.S. customers. Alec Bohm. Not sure if we're going to see Alec Bohm even in this Marlins series, which is a bit of a problem. But if the Phillies could do the thing that had them stay afloat while other guys were hurt, if they could do that thing again, where the guy that's out and the guy that comes in is great, i.e. Trey Turner out for a month and a half, in comes Edmundo Sosa. Edmundo Sosa hits like 320. All right. Well, if Cody Clemens can come in and Cody Clemens can spare you and play a little bit of first base and hit some dingers for you over the course of a week even, great. If Edmundo Sosa can go over to the third base and cover for Alec Bohm, great. If Nick Castellanos and Kyle Schwarber, if Nick Castellanos keeps being Nick Castellanos of the last 4 months, then we Gucci, baby. Yeah, if Kyle Schwarber can go up there and keep hitting them bombs, those Schwarber bombs, be every ounce of the Schwarberian that we know he can be, then we're not going to be missing Bryce Harper as much if he does go on the IL. Or even if it's a day-to-day thing, we're just going to see how he does over the next couple of days. We're going to evaluate and see how he does, maybe an MRI, get the results of the MRI, see how Bryce Harper's doing. Even if it's something as little as that. Nick Castellanos, keep on hitting. Keep on getting on base. Kyle Schwarber, if now's the time to have your red-hot June-ish type of month for Kyle Schwarber, if this is the month to go all June all over the place, then you beat June, baby. Off to a good start. After his last 3 home run game, he didn't hit a home run for quite some time. After his last 3 home run game, he had a week before his next home run, and then he didn't hit a home run until yesterday. So it had been a minute. Heat up, Kyle Schwarber. Heat up. So Bohm, Harper, and Castellanos. I mean, like I said, he got another hit today. So hopefully it just keeps the good times rolling for him. Phillies, though, as I mentioned, they're going to head on down to Miami to take on the Marlins. And this series has not been great for the Phillies so far this year. The Phillies are winners in the 9 games that they've played, but barely. They're a Christian Pache game-winning hit away from being 4-5 against this Miami Marlins team this year. But fortunately, that's not the case because guys are hitting the baseball a little bit more than they have against the Marlins earlier in the season. The last time they faced the Marlins was back on the 14th of August. They won 9-5 in that one. And just really throughout this series, it has gone either way for the entirety of this series. Why are the Marlins such a thorn in the side of the Phils? I don't know. I don't know if this is a mental thing, if this is something the Phillies just take lightly. Nothing can be taken lightly from this point on. You have the Braves that are still dying to catch up on you. You have the Mets just waiting for the Braves to die off so they can take advantage of that third and final wild card spot and maybe be a threat to the Phils as they have 7 games left against the Mets this season. This is going – the Mets are the new Braves as far as I'm concerned. As concerned as we might have been about the Braves, them gaining any type of momentum, the Phillies doing the proverbial step on their throat, take away all hope, take the air out of their balloon, which we hope they did in that 4-game series, taking 3 out of 4. You still got the Mets to worry about after this. And oftentimes, it comes down to who beats out of the Nationals and the Marlins. And Phillies can beat the Marlins, they take 4 games against the Marlins in the next 4 games here, a perfect 4-for-4. The things will be set up nicely for the remainder of the season. If you can stack those wins now, then you go and you do that. This is a great opportunity for the Phillies. Beating the Toronto Blue Jays in these 2 games, that just checks the box of doing exactly what you were supposed to do. Now, I know some people might look at this and say, oh, we needed 3 home runs from Kyle Schwarber. You needed a home run from JT Realmuto. You needed a home run from Cody Clemens in order to beat them in a 2-game series, win both games in the 2-game series. Some people might look at that as a negative. I take that as a positive. Heat up. Heat up. Especially if you're going to be missing Alec Boehm, especially if you're going to be missing Bryce Harper. Heat up, fellas. Go get me that instant offense. Kyle Schwarber, start it off for me, baby. Go get that record. Go get that record. Like now. That'd be great if you could do that now. In this 4-game series against the Miami Marlins in Miami, go get that record now. Give me that instant offense. Again, especially if you're going to be missing guys to the IL in the not-too-distant future. I'll keep my fingers crossed that you don't. But until then, we must prepare. When we come back, we'll take a little closer look at that series, what the pitching matchups are going to look like for this Philadelphia Phillies team, especially that first pitching matchup. Someone looking to get back on track in that one. We'll be back in a few. And also, as we always do, we'll take your comments. I want to hear what you guys have to say about the Phillies now winning 4 in a row. Keep in mind the Phillies haven't notched 5 wins in a row since they swept the Milwaukee Brewers a while back. Haven't gotten to that 5-win in a row mark in quite some time. Talk about that when we return. You're Locked On Sports Philadelphia and the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Locked On Phillies Postcast. Make sure you like and subscribe to Locked On Sports Philadelphia. We give you all your postcasts following the Sixers, Phillies, and Eagles. Back in a second. Prize Picks. Hope you guys are having an amazing time with Prize Picks. Prize Picks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports app with over 5 million active members. Prize Picks is the easiest, most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. And unlike other apps on Prize Picks, it's just you against the numbers. You don't need to do it. Pick more or less on 2 to 6 players at projections, and you'll watch the winnings roll in. I did go with Schwarber to hit a Schwarber today, and the Schwarberian delivered. I said more than no home runs. Thank you, Kyle Schwarber. And now, how about this? You get up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks. Prize Picks is the best way to get in on sports. Get in on all the action when it comes to sports in most states, including California, Texas, and Georgia. PrizePicks is the only real money daily fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy, so your lineups stay in even if one of your players gets injured. If your player leaves in the draft and doesn't return, PrizePicks, guess what? PrizePicks, your picks are still alive with PrizePicks. PrizePicks puts your members first, puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When my picks hit, I can get my money. I can get my money in as quick as 15 minutes, just like that. Bing, bang, boom. PrizePicks invented the flex play as well, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. That's pretty fantastic. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. PrizePicks is the way to go. Download PrizePicks. Download the PrizePicks app today and use promo code LOCKEDONMLB. That's LOCKEDONMLB and get $50 instantly when you play just $5. That's promo code LOCKEDONMLB on PrizePicks to get $50 instantly when you play just $5. You don't even need to win to receive your $50 bonus bucks. It's guaranteed. PrizePicks. Run your game with PrizePicks. Game Time app. You guys know I use Game Time app. I absolutely love the Game Time app. Game Time app. If you want to go to a game, you want to go to a concert, you want to go to a comedy show, whatever the case might be, Game Time app has your tickets. And Game Time has a brand new feature called Game Time Picks. That makes getting tickets your favorite for your favorite live events even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you incredibly great deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time combing through thousands of tickets to find the best seats at the best prices. You take the guesswork out of buying tickets at the Game Time app, whether that comes into their all-in feature where you toggle that feature on the Game Time app, and it right away just lets you see your final cost. So you're not surprised. You hit all-in pricing. You know the price you're paying before checkout, so there's no sticker shock. How do these $20 tickets become $30 tickets? What's going on? all-in pricing. Toggle that feature. You know exactly what you're paying. And how about the game time guarantee? If you find tickets in the same section and same row for less money elsewhere, the Game Time app will refund your Game Time account 110% of the difference. That's the Game Time guarantee right there. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use promo code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. That's LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem the code LOCKEDONMLB, LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. What time is it? Game time. And as I was saying at the start of the show, thanks again for making Locked On Sports Philadelphia your first listen every day. As for your second listen, enjoy Locked On MLB podcast with host Paul Sully Sullivan. He's here daily to provide national expertise with his trademark humor to help you get ready for the MLB postseason. Prepare for the Fall Classic with Sully, who has it covered every single day on Locked On MLB, available on YouTube or wherever you get your podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. When it comes to this Philadelphia Phillies team, here's the way it looks. First and foremost, tomorrow night, 6:40 start time. Philadelphia Phillies play the Miami Marlins. Miami Marlins 51-87. Philadelphia Phillies 83-56. Ranger Suarez will get the start, going for his 12th win of the season. Little controversy as far as I was concerned with Ranger Suarez after his last start, where he lasted just 4 innings, throwing 78 pitches, I think it was, and a 7-2 loss to the Atlanta Braves. That was a bad sign. I did not like seeing that, but after the game, Rob Thompson said that was the plan all along. Adam Aller will get the start. 29-year-old right-handed pitcher. He'll go for the Miami Marlins. He is 1-1 on the season, coming off a 6 scoreless inning affair against the San Francisco Giants back on the 30th. Previous to that, he was great against the red-hot Cubs team, limited them to just 1 run. It was earned over 5 2/3, and the Marlins were able to pick up the victory in that instance there. So Phillies tomorrow will be facing a righty who is riding a bit of a hot streak for himself so far this season. As for Ranger Suarez, you just want to see him return to the form, and apparently the handcuffs are going to be off. He's going to be let loose, and they're just going to let him go after this Miami Marlins team. Hopefully no restrictions, and Ranger Suarez does his thing against this Miami Marlins squad. Looking at Ranger Suarez throughout the year, and I know we all know he had that really rough July, and he's had rough Julys before. Just looking over his game log, it's worth pointing out that back on the 10th of May, he went 7 scoreless against this Marlins team, and then got rocked, unfortunately, in June. It was really his first terrible start of the season. That one, he only lasted 4 2/3, allowing 6 runs on 10 hits. That could have been the beginning of the back issue. So I'm going to go ahead and just be optimistic and say that was the beginning of the back issue. And no, he's just fine. No, it's fine. That's all. I don't know. He's just going to be fine after that. All right. As far as the rest of the series goes between the Phillies and the Marlins, Suarez against Aller tomorrow. Jeez. And then for the rest of the 3 games going on here in Miami, after Suarez, the Phillies are going to send Zach Wheeler, Aaron Nola, to be determined, and it'll be Wheeler against Cabrera, Nola against McCovin after that. So that's the way that's going to go. 6:40 start time, 7:10 start time, Saturday afternoon, 4:10, 1:40 Sunday afternoon. And then the Phillies are back at it against the Rays at home for the start of 6-game series against the Rays, then the Mets before heading to Milwaukee for 3 against the Brewers. Let's see what you guys have to say about this Phillies victory and this nice little run up there in Toronto, north of the border. Ken, 2 fun facts, Farzy. Yesterday, Strahm got his 500 and 501st career strikeouts. That's true. I saw them gather the ball. And Brother Marsh was on base 8 times yesterday, and today, combined, bring on the fish. What did it end up being for Marsh today? Marsh had 2 hit and a walk, 2 hits today. What did he have? 3 hits today. Jeez, yeah. Oh, he got hit by a pitch. That was the other thing he did today. Miss Guzzi. Yeah, that's exciting. Austin, what's going on? How are you? The fish are about to be filleted after this kind of performance. Let's hope so. Crazy. Let's go crazy. Prayer circle for Harper's elbow. I haven't seen anything pop up just yet. John Marinelli, ring the bell. Evelyn. Clutch Clemens, love it. I love you guys giving me 3 things here. Evelyn's 3 things. Clutch Clemens. Can the Blue Jays pitchers learn some control? No. And we're back, baby. Love it, Evelyn. Thank you. Bam Man 100. Sanchez shaky to start, but great after. Estevez, great to start. Shaky at the end, but they got it done. Yes, they did. Major League Baseball needs to start a fund for players hit by Blue Jays pitching. That's funny. Adam, what's going on? Great win by the Phils, still stranding the teammates on third base. Yeah, I'd prefer not to leave guys stranded. 0 for 7 runners in scoring position, 6 guys left on base in tonight's game. Stream is shuddering. That's not good. Buffering. That's not good either. Too bad we can't wave a flag as far as the bad connection. That's not good. We can't have a bad connection. Clearing up. Johnny, be good. Lisa, buffering's clearing up now. Thank goodness. Farzi's starting to get the fever, says Go Sixers. Phillies fever? Hope you got your Hers chips. Thank you, buddy Christ. Reference to my daily podcast. Thank you. Let's go, Farzi. Thank you, Jason A. Yo, Mullet Alvarado. Buddy, what's happening? All right, thanks, everybody in the chat. I'll be with you guys again tomorrow after the Phillies hopefully win their 5th in a row. And they beat the Marlins tomorrow night. Be back with you guys after that one. Look forward to it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Make sure you guys hit like and subscribe on Locked On Sports Philadelphia's YouTube channel. That's like and subscribe on Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Back with you guys tomorrow night after the Phillies handle the business against the Marlins. See you guys then. Bye.